Engage the pump. Keep the core frozen. Heavy copper plate is pressing on the core, taking all the heat straight into the floor. Pumping freezing liquid through the midnight vein, washing out the thermal in the heavy pain. Compound spreading perfectly across the dark steel, exactly how the absolute zero makes you feel. Absorbing every spike inside the heavy silent room, circulating quietly inside the velvet gloom. Temperature dropping underneath the heavy pressure, protecting every hidden in the midnight treasure. Caught inside the heavy closed loop tonight, draining all the heat from the heavy fading light, pushing freezing water direct you through the block, silencing the ticking of the heavy midnight clock. No evaporation in this completely sealed space, holding maximum frequency in the hidden place. Closed loop. Closed loop. Thermal transfer, perfectly sealed. Radiator stripping all the heavy energy away, leaving absolutely nothing for the light of day. Fans are spinning slowly in the heavy dark case, moving all the shadows from the heavy dark space. No internal limit when the heavy liquid flows, taking everything as low as it can ever go. The system is entirely submerged in heavy ice, paying up the midnight in the ultimate price. Temperature dropping underneath the heavy pressure, protecting every hidden in the midnight treasure. Caught inside the heavy closed loop tonight, draining all the heat from the heavy fading light, pushing freezing water directly through the block, silencing the ticking of the heavy midnight clock. No evaporation in this completely sealed space, holding maximum frequency in the hidden place. Liquid is flowing, heat is dissipating. Keep the system running, just the heavy circulation. In the hidden place. Closed loop. Freezing core. Pump is running. Thick and heavy, zero flow. Air is turning entirely to heavy black oil, caught inside the center of the midnight coil, moving every muscle against the massive weight, dragging perfectly towards the midnight fade. Every single step is taking a heavy hour, yielding completely to the dark vicious power, swimming deeply inside the heavy liquid tar, knowing that we never are going very far. Friction is rising perfectly in the heavy deep, making sure the heavy dark promises we keep. Caught inside the heavy viscosity tonight, drowning perfectly the edges of the light. No one can float inside this heavy dark space, stuck forever perfectly in a hidden place, taking every pressure, holding down the bones, sitting heavily upon the midnight throne. Viscosity. total drag. Maximum resistance. Gravity is pulling on the heavy, thick fluid, darker than the center of the empty, deep well, trapped inside the center of the vicious spell. Resistance is heavy against the midnight skin, knowing exactly where the heavy games begin. Cannot even run inside the heavy, deep mud, pumping very slowly directly in the blood, watching the illusion of the heavy time bend, waiting beautifully for the absolute end. Friction is rising perfectly in the heavy, deep, making sure the heavy, dark promises we keep. Caught inside the heavy viscosity tonight, drowning perfectly the edges of the light. No one can float inside this heavy, dark space, stuck forever perfectly in the hidden place. Feeling heavy pressure holding down the bone, sitting heavily upon the midnight throne. Do not try to run, let the heavy fluid pull you down. Perfect friction, just sink. Heavily upon the midnight throne. Energy is fading. Watch the system die. Heat is slowly leaving from the heavy room, fading perfectly into the velvet gloom. Every single structure breaking down the night, losing all the heavy in the fading light. Order turning perfectly to heavy dust, solid iron chains turning into rust. Clock is ticking slower than it ever did, sliding down beneath the heavy midnight lid. Order slipping beautifully out of control, silence taking over the midnight soul. Caught inside the heavy entropy tonight, ending all the energy and heavy fight. Everything is perfectly falling apart, stopping every heavy beat inside the heart. No more fuel left to burn inside the space, yielding to the dark in this hidden place. Entropy. System failure, total decay. Molecules are moving at a heavy crawl, waiting for the absolute and final fall. Stars are burning out in the heavy sky, watching every heavy constellation die. Energy is scattering across the floor, no one is rebuilding it anymore. Falling into chaos, but it feels so cold. The final heavy story that is beautifully told. Order slipping beautifully out of control, silence taking over the midnight soul. Caught inside the heavy entropy tonight, ending all the energy and heavy fight. Everything is perfectly falling apart, stopping every heavy beat inside the heart. No more fuel left to burn inside the space, yielding to the dark in this hidden place. Total heat death, zero energy remaining. Let it all dissolve, just the heavy bass. pull the plug, kill the lights. Neon signs are dying heavy on the street, cutting off the power in the midnight heat. Screens are going black entirely in the room, welcoming the heavy in the sudden gloom. City grid completely failing in the dark, leaving absolutely no electric spark. Silence dropping heavy on the concrete floor, no one operates the heavy door. Shutting down the heavy infrastructure tonight, taking out the final artificial light. Caught inside the heavy midnight blackout now, taking off the heavy and the velvet crown. Zero electricity inside the vein, washing out the memory and the heavy pain. Navigating strictly by the heavy sound, safely buried underneath the solid ground. Blackout. Total dark, power grid is down. Sirens completely quiet in the empty space, nothing illuminates this hidden place. Moving through the shadows with the perfect grace, time is slowing down entirely in pace. Generators failing in the heavy deep, promises the heavy darkness gonna keep. Fingertips are tracing every heavy line, mixing up your midnight energy with mine. Shutting down the heavy infrastructure tonight, taking out the final artificial. Caught inside the heavy midnight blackout now, taking off the heavy and the velvet crown. Zero electricity inside the vein, washing out the memory and the heavy pain. Navigating strictly by the heavy sound, safely buried underneath the solid ground. No power, no vision, just the heavy bass line. Stay in the dark. Out the memory and the heavy pain, navigating strictly by the heavy sound, safely buried underneath the solid ground. Blackout. Cut the power, fade to black. Look around, everywhere I look, I see you. Glass upon the ceiling, glass upon the wall, catching every angle as the shadows fall, multiplying slowly in the velvet night, fading out the last remaining drop of light. Watching every movement in the heavy room, blooming like the dark flower in the gloom. Every single surface showing me the truth, drowning in the middle of our wasted youth. Trapped inside an infinite design, mixing up your heavy soul with mine. Caught inside the mirrors on the wall, watching every single heavy shadow fall. Reflections in the dark, leaving an unforgettable mark. Seeing everything we try to hide, nowhere in this heavy room to hide. Mirrors. surface with the heavy breath. Loving this intensity right to the death. Cold against the skin but burning up inside. Riding on the rhythm of the midnight tide. 1,000 different versions of the same mistake. Willing to risk it all for goodness sake. Eyes are locking deeply in the looking glass. Waiting for the heavy midnight hour to pass. Trapped inside an infinite design. Mixing up your heavy soul with mine. Caught inside the mirrors on the wall, watching every single heavy shadow fall. Infinite reflections in the dark, leaving an unforgettable mark. Seeing everything we try to hide. Nowhere in this heavy room to hide. Look at us, 100 times over. You cannot escape the view. Just watch. Inside the mirrors on the wall, watching every single heavy shadow fall. Infinite reflections in the dark, leaving an unforgettable mark. Seeing everything we try to hide. Nowhere in this heavy room to hide. Mirrors. Everywhere I look, infinite. Rabbit and silk. Keep it freezing cold. Temperature is dropping to an absolute zero. We do not need a savior, we do not need a hero. Gliding across the surface like a heavy blade, resting in the center of the midnight shade. Friction is erased from the entire room, walking completely silent in the velvet gloom. Every single word is cutting like a knife, stepping out the shadows, directly into life. Freezing up the time inside the heavy space, taking full control of the entire place. Wrapped up completely in the cold silk tonight, reflecting every piece of the broken light. Smooth like the ice upon the heavy glass, watching all the shadows in the midnight pass, slipping through the fingers, never holding on. We are going to vanish right before the dawn. Cold silk. Freezing cold, smooth and sharp. Focus on the rhythm of the heavy kick, magic disappearing with a single trick. No more hesitation in the midnight air, taking us entirely beyond repair. Moving like a phantom on the marble floor, locking up the secrets directly behind the door. Zero interference in the heavy sound, pushing our bodies deeper underground. Freezing up the time inside the heavy space, taking full control of the entire place. Wrapped up completely in the cold silk tonight, reflecting every piece of the broken light. Smooth like the ice upon the heavy glass, watching all the shadows in the midnight pass, slipping through the fingers, never holding on. We are going to vanish right before the dawn. Absolute zero, perfectly clear. Listen to the bass line, nothing else matters. voice of the broken light, smooth like the ice on the heavy glass, watching all the shadows in the midnight pass, slipping through the fingers, never holding on. We are going to vanish right before the dawn. Oh, silk, freezing, fade to black. Perfect alignment. Block out the sun. Shadows growing longer on the heavy floor, closing up the final in the heavy door. Spheres are moving slowly in the velvet sky, watching all the daylight beautifully die. Temperature is dropping to the absolute cold, a heavy dark story that is beautifully told. Inches creeping closer to the midnight phase, lost completely inside this heavy dark maze. Swallowing the final heavy ray of light, entering completely in the endless night. Caught inside the heavy dark eclipse tonight, wiping out the boundary of wrong and right. Perfect alignment in the heavy space, claiming the absolute and hidden place. Covering the world with a solid black shield, forcing every single earthly thing to yield. Eclipse. Total blackout. Inescapable. Silence dropping heavy on the empty town, wearing absolute darkness like a heavy crown. No more illumination in the heavy sky, severing every single remaining tie. Standing in the shadow of the massive sphere, nothing left to worry about while we are here, waiting for the cycle completely to turn, watching how the heavy dark ashes burn. Swallowing the final heavy ray of light, entering completely in the endless night. Caught inside the heavy dark eclipse tonight, wiping out the boundary of wrong and right. Perfect alignment in the heavy space, claiming the absolute and hidden place. Covering the world with a solid black shield, forcing every single everything to yield. The light is gone, just the shadow remains. Do not look for the sun, stay in the dark. Every single earthly thing to yield. Eclipse. Solid black. Stay aligned. Stop the clock. We have all the time in the world. Every second stretching out into a mile, getting lost inside the shadow of your smile. Hourglass is shattered, completely on the floor. I do not even know what time it is anymore. Air is getting thicker with every single breath, loving this heavy silence right into the death. Moving in a slow motion, beautifully blind, leaving all the rushing of the world behind. Hanging in the balance of the midnight air, Nothing else exists for us to even care. Suspended in the middle of the dark with you, changing up the colors into a heavy blue. Gravity is failing, we are floating off the ground, lost inside the echo of the heavy sound. Time is fully frozen in this private space. Let the heavy sub-bass dictate the pace. Suspended, floating up. Time is dead. Heartbeats synchronizing through a slower rate. We are the only ones deciding on our fate. Fingertips are tracing a never-ending line, mixing up your energy right into mine. Morning sun is permanently locked away. We are never gonna see another day. Trapped inside the ember of the midnight glow, taking everything deliberately slow, hanging in the balance of the midnight air. Nothing else exists for us to even care. Changing up the colors into a heavy blue. Gravity is failing, we are floating off the ground, lost inside the echo of the heavy sound. Time is fully frozen in this private space. Let the heavy sub-bass dictate the pace. Frozen in the dark. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Watch the clock. The seconds are freezing. Pendulum is completely stopping in the air, hanging in the heavy dark without a single care. Moving through the space, exactly like the clay, washing all the normal flow of time away. Every single second stretching to an hour, yielding entirely to the heavy midnight power. Watching a single drop of water slowly fall, trapped inside the center of the silent hall. Reality is bending in the heavy atmosphere. Time is completely vanishing right out of here. Caught inside the heavy time stretch tonight, blurring all the edges of the fading light. Everything is moving in a slow motion blur, listening to the heavy in the midnight purr. Living in the margin of a single heavy beat, totally consumed inside the midnight heat. Time, stretch, slow it down, make it last forever. Dial on the watch is completely standing still, surrendering everything to the heavy midnight will. Air is getting incredibly thick to navigate, pushing us deeply into the altered state. Walking in a dream where the physics do not apply, watching the slow motion world passing by. Zero expectation for the morning to arrive. This is exactly how we keep the dark alive. Reality is bending in a heavy atmosphere. Time is completely vanishing right out of here. Caught inside the heavy time stretch tonight, blurring all the edges of the fading light. Everything is moving in a slow motion blur. Listen to the heavy in the midnight blur. Living in the margin of a single heavy beat, totally consumed inside the midnight heat. 1 second, 2 seconds. It feels like an eternity. Do not rush the dark. Of the fading light, everything is moving in a slow motion blur. Listen to the heavy in the midnight purr. Living in the margin of a single heavy beat, totally consumed inside the midnight heat. Time, stretch, slow motion. Stop the clock. The night is just beginning. Lights out, only shadows left. Silence touching my skin. With every step, the rhythm is slowing down. Time is frozen in this room, just you and me on a different frequency. Come closer, no need to rush. About to get lost in your eyes. Dark rhythm pulling me under. This frequency got us both hypnotized, falling deep into the midnight. Just feel it, leave the words behind. Your breath on the back of my neck, playing with my mind in every step. Wrap around me like a dark melody. Let yourself drown in this gravity. Dark rhythm pulling me under. This frequency got us both hypnotized, falling deep into the midnight. Just feel it, leave the words behind. Don't overthink it, just surrender to the sound. Breathe in deep. Just feel it. In the dead of the night. In the dead of the night. Keep it dim, just let the moonlight in. Silhouettes are painting on the empty wall, catching every movement as the shadows fall. projecting our desires on the heavy glass, watching how the midnight hours slowly pass, shapes emerging completely into one, hiding from the promises of the morning sun. Every single angle is a work of art, tearing my defenses totally apart. Lines are blurring in the heavy dark room, blooming right inside the velvet gloom. Caught inside this heavy shadow play, washing all the real world away, dancing with the outline of your frame. Forget about the rules, forget the name, just a silhouette against the night. Everything is feeling way too right. Shadow play on the wall, on the wall, tracing out the contour of your heavy spine, mixing up the shadows totally with mine. Illusions are becoming the reality, unlocking every secret heavy part of me, moving to the rhythm of the sub-bass line, drinking up the darkness like an aging wine. Visuals are playing heavy tricks on me, exactly where I always wanted to be. Lines are blurring in the heavy dark room, blooming right inside the velvet gloom. Caught inside this heavy shadow play, washing all the real world away, dancing with the outline of your frame. Forget about the rules, forget the name, just a silhouette against the night. Everything is feeling way too right. Look at the wall, see what we have become. Just shadows, no identities left. Caught inside this heavy shadow play, washing all the real world away, dancing with the outline of your frame. Forget about the rules, forget the name, just a silhouette against the night. Everything is feeling way too right. Shadow play, fading in the dark, just you and me. Too hot in here, watch it all dissolve. Temperature is rising up to the roof. We do not need to look for any proof. Solid edges starting to blur away. Nothing is going to remain the same today. Ice is dripping slowly down the glass, watching the heavy midnight hour pass, moving like water across the room, chasing away all the heavy gloom. Changing the state from solid to pure fluid. We always know exactly how to do it. Watch me melt into the dark with you. Nothing else that I would rather do. Let it shining in the purple light, losing all the sense of wrong and right. Pouring heavy like the midnight rain, washing away every single stain. Fingertips are gliding across the skin. Tell me exactly where do we begin? Flowing together into a single stream, living inside this lucid heavy dream. Changing the state from solid to pure fluid. We always knew exactly how to do it. Melt into the dark with you. Nothing else that I would rather do. Heavy drops falling on the heated floor, always leaving me begging for some more. Liquid state of mind taking control, washing over my entire soul, dissolving me. No more boundaries, just a flow, let it drip. Watch me melt into the dark with you. Nothing else that I would rather do. Heavy drops falling on the heated floor, always leaving me begging for some more. The state of mind taking control, washing over my entire soul, melting down to the floor, just a flow. Just a flow. Match the pitch. Find the natural frequency. Tuning up the heavy vibration to the core, sending every sound wave underneath the floor, matching exactly the rhythm of the steel, testing how the heavy structural limits feel. Glass is starting gently to splinter in the frame. Nothing in this heavy room will ever be the same. No physical forces needed to break the heavy wall, just the perfect frequency to orchestrate the fall. Frequencies aligning perfectly inside the night, tearing down the structure without a single fight. Caught inside the heavy resonance tonight, perfectly destroying every single source of light. Matching the exact and perfect midnight frequency, unlocking every heavy hidden piece of you and me, shaking everything until it crumbles to the ground, safely buried underneath the heavy dark sound resonance. Perfect alignment, structural collapse. Material fatigue is setting in the heavy bone, claiming the absolute and vibrating dark throne. Oscillation creeping strictly through the heavy wire, fueling up the silent in the midnight fire. Concrete is cracking perfectly down the middle line, merging all the heavy dark energy with mine. Watching the foundation completely slip away, leaving nothing standing in the heavy light of day. Frequencies aligning perfectly inside the night, tearing down the structure without a single fight. Caught inside the heavy resonance tonight, perfectly destroying every single source of light. Matching the exact and perfect midnight frequency, unlocking every heavy hidden piece of you and me, shaking everything until it crumbles to the ground, safely buried underneath the heavy dark sound. Amplitude is rising, the system is shaking. Let it break apart, just the vibration. Caught inside the heavy resonance tonight, caught inside the heavy red, perfectly destroying every single source of light. frequency, unlocking every heavy hidden piece of invisible weight. Feel the pull. Floating perfectly unseen inside the heavy room, filling up the empty spaces in the velvet gloom. No reflection bouncing off the heavy hidden mass, watching all the silent heavy hours beautifully pass. Binding everything together with a heavy silent thread. Pulling every single shadow straight into the bed. You cannot see the heavy force, but you can feel the drag. Capturing the heavy midnight in a velvet bag, bending all the light around the heavy empty space, dominating absolutely this entire hidden place. Caught inside the heavy dark matter tonight, swallowing the edges of the fading heavy light. Invisible and heavy in the absolute unknown, sitting beautifully on the heavy midnight throne. In the immense and silent gravitational pull, making sure the heavy midnight energy is full. Dark matter, unseen force, heavy mass. Ghost inside the heavy system, taking full control, adding heavy weight directly to the midnight soul, passing perfectly right through the heavy solid wall, waiting for the total heavy structure just to fall, holding all the heavy darkness in a hidden net, placing every single heavy on the final midnight bed. Zero physical appearance in the heavy fading light, owning absolutely every corner of the night, bending all the light around the heavy empty space, dominating absolutely this entire hidden place. Caught inside the heavy dark matter tonight, swallowing the edges of the fading heavy light. Invisible and heavy in the absolute unknown, sitting beautifully on the heavy midnight throne. Feeling the immense and silent gravitational pull, making sure the heavy midnight energy is full. You cannot see it, but it holds you down. Infinite weight, invisible. Is full. Dark matter, invisible. Feel the weight. Feel the weight. No escape. Just let it pull you in. Room is spinning, but we stand so still, bending reality to our will. Every breath is a heavy sign, erasing the borders, crossing the line. Losing its hold on me, floating inside your frequency. Pull me under the surface, like I deserve this. Lost inside the heavy sound. We don't ever have to touch the ground. Just pull me under. Fingertips tracing the dark, igniting the flame from a single spark. No words needed in this space, just the rhythm setting the pace. Gravity losing its hold on me. Floating inside your frequency. Pull me under the surface. Make me feel like I deserve this. Lost inside the heavy sound. We don't ever have to touch the ground. Just pull me under. Deeper. Keep going deeper. Don't let me breathe. Pull me under. Lost in the sound. Pull me under. Lost in the sound. No way out. I do not want one anyway. Curtains drawn, shutting out the street. Moving to the rhythm of the heartbeat. Velvet grip holding me so tight. Guiding me through the endless night. Shadows stretching across the bed, messing with the thoughts inside my head. World outside has disappeared. Everything is exactly as it appeared. Tension wrapped around my throat. We are sailing on a sinking boat. Caught in the velvet grip tonight. Blurring the edge of wrong and right. Do not need no vision in the dark. Just let the heavy bass leave a mark. Sinking deep into the mattress now. Breaking every single holy vow. Velvet grip. Hold me down. Fingertips leaving a burning trail. In this dark room we can never fail. Whispering secrets into my ear, telling me everything I wanna hear. Time is completely frozen still, bending my body right to your will. A dangerous game that we love to play, hoping the sun never brings the day. Tension wrapping around my throat. We are sailing on a sinking boat. Caught in the velvet grip tonight. Blurring the edge of wrong and right. Do not need no vision in the dark. Just let the heavy bass leave a mark. Sinking deep into the mattress now. Breaking every single holy vow. So soft, but so strong. Do not let me go. Keep your grip on me. Caught in the velvet grip tonight. leave a mark. Sinking deep into the mattress now, breaking every single holy vow. Velvet. Keep holding on. Do not let go. Sinking down. Feel the pressure rise. Sinking down. Feel the pressure rise. Leaving all the heavy surface light behind. Sinking in the darkness that makes you blind. Dropping down directly to the ocean floor. Locking up the heavy submarine door. Millions of tons pressing on the heavy steel. Testing how the absolute zero makes you feel. Heartless softly groaning in the midnight deep. Promises the heavy dark ocean gonna keep. Reaching the absolute heavy limit tonight. Buried so deeply away from the light. Caught inside the heavy crushed depth now. Taking off the heavy in the surface crown. Infinite pressure on the heavy dark glass. Watching all the deep water shadows pass. No one can survive in this heavy dark zone. Sitting perfectly on the underwater throne. Crushed depth. Total pressure. No way up. Sonar is returning, absolutely no sound. Miles and miles underneath the solid ground. Frequencies are dropping to the heavy deep trench. Tightening the heavy in the midnight wrench. Water is as black as a heavy dark ink. Giving us absolutely zero time to think. Surrendering perfectly to the massive weight. Accepting this deeply as the final midnight fade. Reaching the absolute heavy limit tonight. Buried so deeply away from the light. Caught inside the heavy crushed depth now. Taking off the heavy in the surface crown. Infinite pressure on the heavy dark glass. Watching all the deep water shadows pass. No one can survive in this heavy dark zone. Sitting perfectly on the underwater throne. 10,000 meters. The steel is bending. Just the heavy water sink deeper.